Now, if there's anyone across YouTube that should be making realty income videos, I think it should be me. And I jokingly say this because not only am I one of the biggest realty income fans across the entire community of dividend investors, and I can promise you that, but realty income is one of my largest positions across my 7-figure portfolio. As of right now, I currently own over 2,700 shares. Not to mention, realty income was one of the first ever stocks I ever bought almost a decade ago when I started my dividend investing journey. But in this video, we're going to go through realty income. We're going to talk about ticker symbol O, how this real estate investment trust works, where it stands as of right now in the markets, if or if not it's a buying opportunity. Then later on, I'm going to share with you guys how much I currently earn in dividends on a monthly basis with all my shares of realty income across my portfolios. And lastly, I'm going to share with you guys how many shares you're going to need in order to earn $1,000 per month from ticker symbol O. So if you're a fan of realty income or if you've ever thought about buying the stock, make sure to stick around, drop a like down below, and let's get right into it. If you are a dividend investor who wants to level up your portfolio, you need to be tracking your dividend income consistently. And that's why I created the perfect dividend tracker that I've used to scale my dividend income up to all-time highs over the last year. Now, along with this dividend tracker, you're also going to receive my A to Z dividend investing ebook, which shows you how I personally started from $0 several years ago to now where I earn over $7,500 per month in dividends. So if you want this tracker and the ebook, go to the first link down below in my description and grab it today. Now, just to go over some of the basics when it comes to ticker symbol O realty income, this is right here on the realtyincome.com website. It says real estate partnered to the world's leading companies. Realty Income, or NYSEO, an S&P 500 company, is a real estate partner to the world's leading companies, which was founded in 1969. We invest in diversified commercial real estate and have a portfolio of 15,450 companies in all 50 US states, and the UK, and 6 other countries in Europe. We are known as the monthly dividend company and have a mission to deliver stockholders dependable monthly dividends that grow over time. Since our founding, we have declared 653 consecutive monthly dividends that are a member of the S&P 500 Dividend Aristocrats Index, having increased our dividends for the last 30 consecutive years. Now, early on in my dividend investing journey, one of the main reasons I started buying shares of realty income way back in the day was simply because I wanted some exposure to some of the highest quality real estate across the entire world. And obviously, with having just a few $1,000s, there's no way I was going to be able to afford to do so. So I found realty income early on in my journey and realized that just buying a single share or two of realty income ticker symbol O, I was not only getting a very small piece into one of the biggest REITs and most powerful REITs across the entire markets, but also I realized that whenever I bought a share of realty income, even if it's a share or two, the following month I was going to get paid a dividend, which back in those days was probably around 16, 17, or 18 cents per share per month. Now, over the last several years, I've stacked up more and more shares of realty income, a lot more shares when the stock has been down in the red, which is helpful to lower my cost basis. But even when realty income was trading at more expensive numbers, I was still stacking more and more shares. And that's once again simply because I want exposure to some of the highest quality commercial properties, and without having to have millions upon millions of dollars to buy them myself, realty income offers you very easy exposure. Now, talking a little bit more about realty income and what this REIT actually owns, the majority of the portfolio as of right now is grocery stores, then convenience stores, and dollar stores, home improvement stores, restaurants, quick service, then a smaller portion of drugstores, automotive service, health and fitness, restaurants, casual dining, and then lastly, general merchandise. Now, depending on what real estate investment trust REITs you're looking at throughout the market, they're going to have a different breakdown as far as what they own percentage-wise and what they really focus on. Like, for example, some real estate investment trusts might own a ton of office buildings, others might own a ton of industrial warehouse spaces, but realty income, for example, really focuses on names like these. Now, I personally like names like grocery stores, convenience stores, dollar stores. I think these names are somewhat recession-proof, so no matter what happens in the market, they should be just fine, hopefully. Now, client diversification, realty income's top 20 clients. Keep in mind they do lease out to over 1,500 different clients, so these are just 20 of them. But names like Dollar General, Walgreens, Dollar Tree, 7-Eleven, EG Group Limited, Wynn Resorts, Lifetime Fitness, FedEx, etc. This makes up the top 20 client list. Now, there are some trouble names here like Walgreens and like a few others that hopefully as a realty income holder, I see drop down further and further over the next several years. And to be completely honest, realty income's client diversification, especially the top 20 clients, is a good reason to be wary about realty income, and probably partially why realty income has remained somewhat on sale over the past several years now. But because I'm holding on to realty income long term and I am bullish on realty income's long-term commitment and management, I think the client diversification list is going to look just fine over the next, say, 10-20 years. Now, I talked a little bit earlier about the type of properties that different REITs really focus on, and like I said, realty income focuses on names like we saw above, which make up mostly retail real estate. Now, if you're more interested in industrial real estate or maybe gaming or whatever the case might be, then maybe realty income isn't the perfect REIT for you. And what's great is that across the market, there's so many different real estate investment trusts that, like I said, sort of focus on whatever whatever area you're trying to focus on. But for me personally, I do like having exposure to retail real estate, especially names, like I said, that are somewhat at least recession proof. So for that reason, I really went all in on Realty Income over the past several years. Now lastly, Realty Income's portfolio occupancy. This is another very important metric, and you want to see this obviously as close to 100% as possible. With Realty Income, it's always maintained strong year-end portfolio occupancies. It's never dipped below 96% over a very, very long time frame, which is very bullish in my opinion. Now, Realty Income's performance, like I sort of mentioned, hasn't been the greatest over the past several years, and that's due to things like interest rates or even some of the top clients. Real estate investment trusts across the board have had a rocky road over the past several years. Now, over the last 5 years, Realty Income's price performance is in the red at minus 26%, which is not what you want to see. But although every single month throughout the last 5 years, for example, since I've owned shares of Realty Income personally, I've been getting paid dividends and getting paid more and more in dividends year after year, which has been just fine. Now, for short-term holders, the last 5 years has been quite ugly, but for investors that want to hold on to Realty Income, let's say for the next 5, 10, 20 years, maybe forever, I do think that this real estate investment trust is going to turn around if and when interest rates drop down even lower, and if or when Realty Income decides to clean up some of the top clients in their diversification list. But until then, I'll be getting paid a nice 5%, 6% yield on cost dividend year after year, month after month, etc. Now that brings me into Realty Income's dividend. One of the other main reasons I focused on Realty Income early on as an investment, I love the idea back in 2018 or 2019, buying a share of Realty Income and getting paid 20 cents or so per share per month. And then over the years, what's been great is that I got paid 22 cents, then 23, then 24. And now as of recent, we're talking 26 cents per share per month, which is massive. Now, hopefully as time goes on, Realty Income will just continue to pay more and more in dividend income, which is only going to raise my personal yield on cost even higher. And especially if you're able to buy Realty Income when it is a little bit cheaper, your starting yield could be almost 6% where it's trading as of right now. Now, because Realty Income currently pays just over 26 cents per share per month with my current 2,711 shares of Realty Income, I'm looking at $712 plus per month in dividends, which is what I get paid every single month on time, which is amazing. Now, this also means that if I were to drip this into more shares of Realty Income, as of right now with my current dividend payouts, I could earn around 12 or 13 more shares just with my dividends buying me more shares on a monthly basis. And that means that every single month, if I were to compound that, I'd be gaining around $3.50 more or less of more forward income month after month, not even to mention future dividend increases, which is only going to compound this even faster. Now, because Realty Income currently pays around 26 cents more or less per share per month, if an investor wanted to receive $1,000 per month with Realty Income, they would have to buy a whopping 3,800 shares more or less in order to receive this. Now, Realty Income currently costs somewhere in the $56 range, which means an investor in theory would have to spend around $212,000 into Realty Income to earn a consistent $1,000 per month in income. Now, keep in mind that might sound like a lot of money to you, that might sound insane, but it doesn't mean they have to buy that much Realty Income in one single day. Maybe over a span of 10 or 20 years, you build up a position to a point to where you're now earning $1,000 or so per month. Also, not to mention, if you were to spend $200,000 on real estate, maybe residential real estate, it's going to be very, very hard to cash flow $1,000 or more on a monthly basis and to have no phone calls, no repairs, or nothing else, which is just another reason why I love Realty Income and why I own so much of it personally. So all in all, Realty Income, in my opinion, is still a great real estate investment trust. Sure, there's some issues with some of the clients, but I think Realty Income is going to continue to pay more and more in dividends consistently monthly for years and years to come. So now that we went through Realty Income, I talked about how much I personally earn in dividends and how much an investor would need to spend on Realty Income in order to earn $1,000 per month in dividends. I lastly want to hear from you guys down below. Do you personally own any shares of ticker symbol below as of right now across your portfolios? Let me know how many shares in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to please drop a like on it and subscribe for more future content like this. Thanks as always for stopping by, and if you are interested in investing, make sure to check out these recent videos I posted right here.